I need to get a bigger podium for this. Okay. Just to introduce myself, I'm Mark Volich. I'm the mayor of Clinton, Iowa. Basically, I'm here today to talk about the Target closing in Clinton, Iowa. On November 3rd, I was informed from a phone call from corporate headquarters that Target was closing the Clinton store. Their formal announcement took place on November 4th. Reason for the closing was declining financial performance. No other explanation, and basically I asked them what they based it on, and I received no other information other than that one statement of declining financial performance. 79 employees are affected by this closing, and the store is tentatively scheduled to close on January 31st, 2015. Now, since that time, the community has rallied to save our Target. Nikki Carber of Comanche has started the Save Target Facebook page, which I know many of you have seen. We have garnered, as of yesterday, over 5,300 signatures. There is a printed copy on the back table. It is 99 pages long. It has signatures and comments. They also scheduled to have a shop-in on November 8th, which was very well attended. And on November 6th, I decided to make my number one priority as mayor of Clinton to save this Target. I know some people have said that it's an impossibility, and it may be, but at least we're going to try. So starting on November 6th, I reached out to the mayors and the village presidents of the area around Clinton, which is made up of eastern Iowa and western Illinois. And the group of mayors that are behind me are the group that I contacted along with the several that were not able to make it. And from that, I asked them each to write a letter of support asking Target not to close the Clinton store from the mayor, and second, for each of their councils to pass a resolution officially asking Target on behalf of each of those cities to not close the Clinton Target store. Now, the copies of all the resolutions and the mayor's letters are also on the back table. I've also started what I consider the old-fashioned way of doing things, the paper petition. A lot of people use the media, social media. Well, I'm still a little bit of the old-fashioned era. I believe in paper, and there's nothing wrong with it because that takes effort. People went out door to door. They went to stores. They went around and got signatures, and as of right now, there's 2,890 signatures on paper in the back on that table. Following reaching out to the mayors and the village presidents, I reached out to our congressional members, and both on the Iowa and Illinois sides, and they are represented here today. I also have asked our state senator and state representative for support in this issue, and they too are here today. And my last group that I reached out to was the Clinton and Comanche school districts. I asked them to have their students write letters of why should they not close the Target store in Clinton, Iowa. And on the back table, there is 477 letters from students in these two school districts asking Target not to close the store. The letter that I'm going to read is from Josie. Dear Target, I believe our city would greatly appreciate it if you would continue your services as one of our main stores. I understand Walmart is a big competitor of your store. However, there are several things people can get at Target that people cannot get at Walmart. Or you sell your items at a lower price. Personally, I like your selection of clothes and electronics better than Walmart's. Target's brand of clothes seems a lot more appealing and stylish to me and several of the students in my class. As I mentioned before, your electronics department is very nice as well. Electronics are a big part of kids my age today. The advances in social media, video games, and other technology devices have sparked a certain interest in my generation, which could increase sales specifically in that department. My parents also appreciate your electronics department because the prices of the items are less expensive and the employees in that department give a more accurate description of the device and answer questions that parents can understand. Besides your amazing and useful products, Target also provides 75 jobs. Some people may need these jobs to feed their families or just even to feed themselves. Clinton is not a very big city, so I imagine it would be difficult for people to find jobs. I understand this may sound sentimental and sympathetic, but Target has been in Clinton forever, since I was little, and I would hate to see it disappear. Clinton's mayor has even started a petition that has signatures from tons of people in nearby cities and our own city. We have even started a Facebook page dedicated to saving our Target and a hashtag on Instagram, hashtag Save Our Target. Please reconsider your decision on taking away our Target. You know, I don't remember a time in Clinton's history that such a large group of people have gotten together. Because look at the group that's standing behind me. Look at the number of cities that are involved. You know, I don't think this has ever occurred in our area, and I'm not sure it happens too often around the country. So it's a very, I don't know, it can be an emotional thing that there's this much support to save our Target. And just as a bit of history, Target first opened in Clinton in 1973. And they are located originally on Lincoln Way, where the Farm and Fleet is located now. And in 1994, they built their new building out on the highway at Manufacturing and Highway 30. Now, I've looked at the other 10 stores that are going to close. The explanation that's been given for each of those closings is the same: declining financial performance. 3 words: declining financial performance. And I think those are the key words to why Target should not close in Clinton. Not one of those 10 stores can tell the story that we can tell. Not one of those 10 stores can say that a federal supermax prison is opening within 10 miles. Not one of those 10 stores have a potential boost of over $36 million in their regional economy due to a federal prison opening. And not one of those 10 stores have assembled the show of unity with so many communities and other public officials as Clinton has. You know, if Target follows through and closes the Clinton store, they're going to lose millions of dollars in future sales. Now, I've asked Nathan Sondergroth of the Gateway Chamber of Commerce to go into more detail of what an actual federal supermax prison opening within 10 miles of Clinton has on the economic impact of the city and the actual retailer. So Nathan, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Nathan Songroth from the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce. As Mayor Volich mentioned, the Thompson Federal Prison, a United States penitentiary, will open in the next 18 to 24 months, located in Thompson, Illinois. In fact, we have the village president from Thompson, Illinois here. This is going to be a huge regional impact that's going to have a direct impact on household consumption within our region. In 2010, the city of Clinton hired Iowa State University, specifically Dr. David Swenson, in order to study and quantify the impact of the opening of the Thompson Federal Prison. In March of 2014, we updated that study, and what it shows is an estimated 1,428 jobs, direct jobs, indirect jobs, and induced jobs. When those wages of those new jobs are converted from wages to household spending, Iowa State University estimates that $35.8 million in new household consumption is going to hit our region. That is a tremendous number each year of new consumption, which Target in Clinton is poised to capitalize upon. If Clinton's Target closes, then it puts tens of thousands of people over an hour's drive away from a Target store. And so, as you can see by the people lined up behind us here at the podium, Clinton remains a regional trade center focused on between 100 and 105,000 people. That is where we draw from. And so putting a Target store out of the reach of those people will have a negative impact on the business of the Target Corporation. And then finally, the last point I would make too is the president and CEO, or the CEO of the Target Corporation, is named Brian Cornell. And Mr. Cornell came to the Target Corporation in summer of 2014. In and around his time as starting at Target, our local management team also came to the Target store. And in that short amount of time, this local management team has re-engaged the community of not just Clinton, but then also the surrounding area. And just in the short time that they have been here, they have gotten more involved in chamber activities, more involved in nonprofit activities. We would just ask Target Corporate to give them time that they need in order to fulfill the potential that we know exists in this market for their store. And so with that, I thank the mayor for allowing the chamber to participate. From a chamber perspective, we support continuing to ensure that Clinton, Iowa is a regional trade center, and we believe that it helps all businesses if we have people coming here to shop and to recreate. So with that, thank you very much, Mayor.
Good morning. Unfortunately, the congressman's official duties keep him in Washington, so he can't be with us today, but he does send his regards. Congressman Loebsack is very happy to be working with the city of Clinton and the community. As you can see, it's a tremendous effort that is pulled together here. And he and his colleague, Congresswoman Bustos from across the river, have come together and have co-written a letter, which we're sending to Target, asking them to hold off on the closing, allow the community to come together and address the situation, and show what can be done. I think in the interest of everybody that's speaking, we'll keep it short and not read that letter, but I do have copies for anybody here who is interested in seeing that. I will also add that our role here is to be supportive and to offer our assistance to the city and the community in whatever capacity we can. Thank you very much.
I too would like to echo the same sentiments that we certainly want to encourage Target to reconsider their decision here. However, I think I would like to make one more comment, and that is that you can see here that good things are happening in Clinton. Not just that we've got some economic development things on the horizon, like the Thompson Prison, but we have a lot of people here in Clinton who care a great deal about the town. People, ordinary citizens who are stepping up and working together, but also the town leaders, the city leaders and the community leaders who are very committed to this area, who are working very hard, and who are working together as a team. So when we see what is happening here today, that's the good news. The good news is that Clinton is moving forward. Clinton is moving ahead. Good things are happening in Clinton. And I think that the point needs to be made to Target that if you pull out now, you might be missing out on some great things ahead. We're going to move forward no matter what. No matter what happens here, we're going to move forward, and great things are going to be happening to the entire community of Clinton, thanks to the people who live here and the people who are providing leadership, working together on common goals. I'm excited about that, and I look forward to the future accordingly. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come here today, and thank you, Mayor, for providing the leadership. Thanks, everyone.
I very much appreciate and support the efforts being made to attempt to persuade Target Corporate Board to keep our local Target here in Clinton. Like so many Clinton residents, I value Target's presence in our area and the many contributions that they make to our community. However, I also very much appreciate and value the presence of all of the other retail and service businesses in Clinton. Some are longtime family-owned businesses, some are new startups by hopeful young entrepreneurs, some are big box retail stores, somewhat similar to Target, and all of these businesses deserve our thanks and our appreciation for their commitment to Clinton's residents and Clinton's future. I intend to express my appreciation to these local businesses by shopping local this holiday season. I'm going to encourage my family and my friends to do the same, and I'd like to take this opportunity to encourage all of my constituents to do the same. I'm very proud of the hard work that so many local residents and leaders are putting into this effort. I hope it's successful, but as Senator Hart said, Clinton's moving forward. We'd like Target to be a part of it, but I'd say if they choose not to be a part of it, that's their loss. We're going to be fine. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I have a written statement that the mayor wanted me to read, and then I have a personal story I'd like to share about Target in Clinton. So first of all, the cities of Clinton and Comanche share many common bonds, one of them sharing retail and commercial services. For many years, our residents have enjoyed the convenience and value provided by that local Target store. They have shared in the many and varied employment opportunities provided by our local Target store. Target has been a cornerstone of retail shopping in the Gateway area for many, many years. There are significant economic initiatives at work in the Gateway area that have the potential to create many new jobs. I think you're hearing a recurring theme. Those new jobs will provide additional income that ultimately will lead to increased local retail sales. On behalf of the Comanche community, we respectfully ask that Target reconsider their decision to close our local store and to give these economic development initiatives a chance to work, to bring new jobs, and to improve our local economy. Target and the Gateway area have been partners for many years. We ask Target not to give up on us, and we won't give up on them. Personal story. I grew up in Bellevue, Iowa, 38 miles to the north. Every year at Christmas time, Mom and Dad would make a pilgrimage to Clinton. And there were two things that drew them to Clinton. Two things at that time that were unique to Clinton. This was back when I was in high school. One of them was Paul's. One of them was Target. Target existed in Clinton before it existed in Dubuque. Target brought people all the way from Bellevue back then. I'm certain it does that for us today. We can't lose that cornerstone of our retail community, and we certainly encourage Target to reconsider their decision. Thanks.
Surprised to see the support here. A lot of people that are maybe far out there in the corporate offices or people that are not from the area have no real realization on when there's a real need, and most everybody here feels that there is a need, how we come together. Not only if there's in the farm community, if there's somebody that's ill, sick, accident or whatever. Most recently, the hundreds of people come together to harvest the crops. Whether there's a fire in the neighborhood, we come together. That's a Midwest culture, and that's why we're here today. And I think it's really important that we pass this message on to Target's corporate. And I'd also like to wish everybody a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving, because we have so much to be thankful for.
Thank you, Mayor. I guess I'd like to speak to some of the critics of the Save the Target effort. I think we've all had those comments. Why are you wasting your time? The decision is done, it's been made, and besides, it's another big box store that's competing with our local downtown businesses. My response has been, I don't know if you've had any of these comments, but is that it is a very big deal. I know people that are immediately east of Fulton on the Illinois side, thousands of homes, they have choices to make, where to shop. There's a growing area between Sterling and Dixon. It'd be easy to go there or to come toward Clinton. They don't come to Clinton. They don't go past Fulton. They don't stop at our meat market. They don't do other things too. I says, so from that standpoint, keeping Clinton and our whole area as a strong retail market is a big draw. We heard talks about people coming all the way from Bellevue and other places. It's a big deal. If you're out toward DeWitt, same idea. You have a choice: 53rd Avenue, or go to Davenport, or do we come into Clinton? It means a big deal to Applebee's. Do a convenience meal while you're shopping. It makes a deal even for Paul's and other stores, because they do comparison shopping. If they're not coming here, they're going someplace else. And it's just a reality of the situation. We are in a competitive regional economy, and it makes sense to go after it. And I think they I think you term a bit rash. So it's time to take a pause, and I think we can maybe get their attention. So thank you all, and thank you, Mark. It was a great effort. Thanks.
It's a pleasure being here with so many other people trying to draw awareness to this particular need in our community. I stand before you in solidarity with the mayor of Clinton and with the rest of these people up here in support of maintaining the Clinton Target store. I would ask the Target CEO, Brian Cornell, to reconsider this closing. This store has been a source of community pride for over 40 years and is a valuable resource to my teachers and my students alike. It is a department store that provides so many different types of resources at affordable prices. Small rural communities need and depend on the goods provided by Target. And I would hope that Target corporate, even though maybe Target corporate is in a large metropolitan area and they don't understand what it's like to live in a small rural area. We value our Target. We value the people who work at our Target. So please reconsider the closing of this store. Thank you.
Thank you, Deb. And now I'm going to open it up if there's any questions from